Hello and welcome to Let's Learn. So today we'll be looking at SPM topical questions for mathematics, and we're still covering the Form 1 to Form 3 chapters. And today we'll be covering statistics, which is chapter 3 in this book. Okay, so let's continue with question 7. We have covered questions 1 to 6 in the last two videos. So if you want to watch those, do watch them. If you like the videos, please, like, share, subscribe. Just spread the good news that, there's something free online for you to use and hopefully help you to score for your SPM. Okay? Now let's go back to the questions. So in question 7, it says Table 1 shows the grade obtained by a group of 30 students in a test. Calculate the mean grade. So what is the mean grade? The mean grade will be the grade times with how many people who got the grade plus the next grade and so on and so forth, and then you divide it by the total number of people, which is in this case 30. Okay, so 8 times 1. So in your paper 2, if you have to write it out, this is how you do it. Right? There are other ways to do it, but you can, as long as you're showing times plus, then you are fine. Right? Just make sure that you do it correctly. And you divide it by 30. Ooh, I'm using a lot of space there. Okay, so we have 8 plus 20 plus 24. Too lazy to do that. 8 plus 20 plus 24 plus 12 plus 5. So it's 69 divided by 30. I'm going to have 2.3. Therefore, the answer is C. Okay? The mean basically means the average. Right? If you feel like, oh, I don't really get it, imagine the grade is maybe the number of apples or candy or chocolates. Right? And what you all want to do is, it doesn't matter how many you brought together in this group, but what you want is for everybody to have the same amount of chocolate to bring home. So you have 8 people who brought only 1 bar of chocolate, 10 people who only brought 2 bars of chocolate, and so on. Right? So you find out the total number of bars of chocolates that you have, and you divide it by the number of people to figure out how much chocolate each person gets to bring home at the end of the day. Okay, if that helps you to remember, go ahead, use that method. It doesn't matter. They don't know, because in SPM you're going to shade. Alright? Do whatever that works for you, as long as you can get the correct answer all the time. Use your imagination if you have to. Like, seriously. It doesn't matter. Right? That's the beauty of learning. Now, let's look at question 8. Table 1 shows the test result of a group of students. The frequency for credit is not shown. Okay. If the data is represented by a pie chart, the angle of the sector representing students who obtain distinction is 162 degrees. Okay, find the angle of the sector representing students who obtain credit. So for distinction, it is 45 over 45 plus, let's call it x, plus 13 plus 7 times 360 degrees, and we get 162 degrees. Right, that's what it means from here and from the table. So basically 45 over, let's see, that's 20, 65 plus x. 360 divided by 162? Ooh, it's going to be 2.22222. Right, well, what times 45? Okay, don't make it 100. Oops, not equals to 0, but equals to 1 because we alright, this is not going to be very clear. Let me use another way. Alright, so I don't do anything to it yet. Now, because this is at the bottom, is basically 45 times 360 degrees divided by 65 plus x. So now I'm bringing this whole thing over to the right side. So we'll have 45 times 360 degrees, and it's equals to 162 degrees times 65 plus x. Okay? Then I bring the 162 over. So it becomes, from times here, it becomes divide. So 45 times 360 degrees over 162 degrees is equals to 65 plus x. Now, why am I doing this? Why haven't I put all of this into the calculator? The reason why is, if I divide 360 by 162, I'll get a never-ending number. And it's going to be, I think, 2.2222 all the way to I don't know how many times, right? But it never ends. So if I put it in this way and I key it into the calculator, I will get 65 plus x is equals to this whole thing right here is 100. Therefore x is equals to 100 minus 65. We will get 35 people. And they want angle of the sector representing students who obtain credit. So total number of students is 65 plus 35, which is 100. So angle of the sector representing students who obtain credit will be 35 over 100 times 360 degrees. Okay, so we will have 126 degrees. And your answer is C. Okay? Just try not to confuse yourself with, the shifting of the numbers around. If you feel confused, do it step by step. It's fine. Alright? Just try not to make any careless mistakes, because if you make any careless mistakes, it will cost you. And considering it's an objective question, any slight mistake will cost you the whole mark. And that could be a difference between an A and a B. So try to reduce your careless mistakes. Let's look at question number 9, which is the last question for today's video. It says here, diagram 11 is a pie chart showing the expenses of a family. The total expenditure for the household is 3,600 ringgit. Okay. It is given that the amount spent on food, transport and miscellaneous is in the ratio of 5 to 2 to 3. Food to transport to miscellaneous is 5 to 2 to 3. Okay. Find the amount spent on food. Alright, so first we have to find out how much is it for rental, because that will give us the clue as to how much all of this represent. So rental will be 60 degrees divided by 360 degrees times RM 3,600. Okay, so 360, this will be 10 So rental is RM600. Okay, now after we minus off the rental, food plus transport plus miscellaneous will be equals to RM3600 minus rental, which is RM600. So it's RM3000. Now because food to transport to miscellaneous is 5 to 2 to 3, we add those up and we'll get 10. Okay, so one part is 3000 divided by 10, RM300. So food is 5 parts, transport is 2 parts, and miscellaneous is 3 parts. So 300 times 5, 1500. 300 times 2, 600. And 300 times 3, 900. Amount spent of food is 1500. And the answer is C. Okay? I hope that you have been able to understand this, and you have learned something new from here. Do let me know if there are things that you want me to explain in further detail related to maths. Okay? And I'll see you in the next video then. Bye!